Hey, you're listening to Innovators Can Laugh, the fun startup podcast. I'm your host, Eric Melcher. On ICL, we interview an innovative entrepreneur in the European tech startup scene every week. My goal is to have my guests share their wisdom while having a little fun in the process. Now let's dive in. Hey, for decades, retail has relied on the same old in-store marketing and visual merchandising techniques to increase engagement and sales. Things like cardboards, sampling campaigns, price cuts, but not anymore. My guest today is Romanian entrepreneur Ionut Vlad, who founded TokiNomo. TokiNomo is an in-store advertising solution for the modern age. Imagine a robotic display that comes to life when it senses a person walking by. With projected revenue of $2 million for 2023, I'm fascinated to chat with Ionut about this interactive approach to advertising. Ionut, welcome to Innovators Can Laugh.
Hi, Eric. Thank you very much for the invitation. And thank you for watching us, and hope it is going to be great.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with a series of quick questions here. First one is, would you rather have $25,000 in cash or dinner with Reid Hoffman?
I would say probably dinner, because I already have 25,000 in cash. I don't know. It's just arrogant of me to say that, but yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is an unusual object in your home? Unusual object.
Unusual. Oh, okay. Okay. I have. Okay, I'm not sure how unusual it is. It's a lantern. It's with a very strong red light that I use sometimes to heal, back pains, for example, or injuries like, rashes or anything like that. So it's kind of an alternative method. So it's not. I'm not sure how scientific it is, but I use it anyways.
Does it work?
I'm not sure if it's placebo or not, but I think that it works, so I use it.
Okay. All right. Next question. A game of snooker or chess? Which would you prefer?
I would say snooker, because it's more entertaining. Chess, although it requires both. Actually, require a lot of skill. But in snooker, you can play, and have fun and lose in the same time. While with chess, if you are losing, it sucks. So,
okay. Next question. Have you ever been mistaken for someone else?
Yes, actually. So I have a story about it. There is a famous band of, I don't know how you call them in English. It's basically some gypsy popular Romanian music, but they are famous throughout the world. It's called the Taraf de Clejan of the Haiduks, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe you've heard of them. They sang with, in Paris with Johnny Depp. They've been in movies. Jim Jarmusch. So they are quite famous. And I've been to one of their concerts. And during the break, I was sitting next to one of the guys. And he came to me and hugged me and asked me, how's my mother? And I said, look, no, I don't know, she's fine, I guess. And he was a little bit bothered, but I don't know, I didn't disclose the fact that that was the first time I saw him. So.
Okay. Next question for you. What is the most death-defying act you've ever done, Ionut? Death-defying act.
Death-defining act. Okay, well, it was something stupid, so don't try this.
They all are, right? The most.
I don't know. So I was quite young. I was like, about maybe 13 or less, I think. And with a couple of my colleagues, I actually I traveled with a tram, but between the how do you call the
railroad tracks? The tracks?
Yeah, you see, the trams have different. How do you call them? The different.
Like side mirrors or doors or?
No doors. It's like two pieces combined together with the joint.
The connector. Yeah.
Connector, right? Okay. So how do you call the individual? Like in the trains, you have multiple what? How do you call those?
Yeah.
You have the locomotive and then...
Oh, the caboose. It's not really the caboose, but you can just refer to it as the caboose.
Okay, so I traveled outside the tram, basically, and I was literally shitting my pants, sorry for the language. It was the most stupid thing ever. And the people in the tram, imagine that, they were yelling at me to come down immediately while the tram was working, was driving. So that was like, because, it's really, I think, bits, gliding or,
How long were you riding like this?
Well, a couple of stations, like 3, 4, because I needed to go home, So it was more like, do you have the guts to do that? So of course I do. I'm a man. And, but that was like, very stupid.
Not so much. I had an uncle who took the train home, but he rode the train like that. And the train was going so fast, there wasn't a stop near the house. So he jumped off while the train was probably going about, I don't know, maybe 70 kilometers. And he hurt himself really bad. And he called us from a payphone, and we had to pick him up. And he was in agony and pain the whole night. We should have taken him to the hospital, but luckily you're okay. It sounds like you didn't have to jump off your train, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how did you get started in combining advertising and technology together? Because you're an advertising man. So when was that moment that you thought, hey, I think I have something here?
Well, it's so I think technology by itself doesn't mean much. It's how you use it. So for me, technology is not a purpose in itself. It's more like a mean to do something, So yes, I had a background in advertising. That led me to the TokiNomo idea and to kind of revolutionize the history of advertising. And in order to do that, I needed technology. I had no idea on technology. I was completely, I had some skills in programming because I was it was more like a hobby. So I read some books, nothing professional, but I had some, ideas about it. But especially on the hardware side, I had absolutely no clues whatsoever. But, I had to do it. So this is how I ended up doing it.
Okay, what was the first, the first experiment, the first customer, the first brand that you had the opportunity to install, a TokiNomo or whatever you referred to it back then? So who was that first client?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first client, I would say it was a big beer company, and we went to their headquarters presenting 2 prototypes. And they said, yes, we like it. And we want in 2 weeks a campaign in 30 stores. The trick was that we only had 2 prototypes, So basically we needed to make 30 more prototypes because we didn't have a complete product at that time. And we worked like crazy night and day in a garage. We had a friend who used to be a carpenter, and he had a garage, and we worked there, all non-stop, basically. So we literally finished in the day, and we finalized the whole process in the day of the installation. I remember the last thing was putting the labels on the boxes, and that was done at the print shop across the street from his garage. So it was crazy.
What did the prototype do that caught the attention of the beer executives?
Well, it was the same concept, so it was pretty much in line with our current product, except it didn't have any connectivity, so it was quite simple, it was quite bulky, and certainly not reliable. Actually, it was, let me tell you some funny parts, because we managed to make those prototypes. We went with a couple of friends in the stores to install them, and then I remember next day I had I was in a meeting because I was working, I was an employee, and I had like 20 missed calls. And then after the meeting, all the devices were basically not working anymore. because the beer was quite heavy. We didn't take that into account. The beer was quite heavy and it damaged somehow the mechanism. And we needed to find a quick solution. And we tried the following things. A toilet seat cut into pieces to put some pieces in the machine to make it more sturdy.
Okay.
We also used erasing guns. And then the final solution, another solution was, rubber fit soles. This is how you go from the shoe.
Yeah.
This guy, the friend was, he had a friend who was a shoemaker, right? And by the way, he was drunk at that time.
It sounds like you guys are just looking around the garage like, okay, let's try that over there. Okay, let's try that over there.
This is how we did it. And then finally we found some solution with some bent aluminum, bars, and that helped, But that was a disaster. I mean, the first few days we were, it was completely, but we managed to solve it, right? And, in 24 hours, we managed to, make it work and repair the devices. So that was like crazy.
You were driving to all the stores. Were they in the same city? The stores?
Yes, that helped. So the city, they were all in Bucharest, and I had a couple of friends. So we were like 6 guys driving like crazy, in the night, asking the shopkeepers to, open the door for us and this kind of stuff. Yeah. And we were repairing them in the parking lots, Yeah. We had the, car with the trunk and all the tools there. So, because we didn't have time to bring them back to the garage.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what were the shopkeepers or the managers of these stores or even customers that were walking by that you got to see their reaction? Like, what was the initial reaction that you saw people who first saw this? Do you remember?
We didn't, honestly, that campaign, I don't think we paid attention too much to that because we were too stressed for the device to work. So that was our top priority. But then we managed we had, more and more either pilots or full-fledged campaigns, and we actually started to look and record those. We have a couple of interesting videos about that to see the live reaction of people. And of course, I cannot say that, everybody loves what we are doing, but the reaction in general, it's pretty great. You will see people, laughing and talking with the product. And, we have some, instances where kids especially are, crazy about it. And for example, actually with the beer campaign, I have one reaction. There was a late girl with her mom, right? And the girl said to her mom, "Mom, the beer is dancing. It is speaking with me." And the mother replied, "No, it cannot happen. It's like you're inventing stuff. Stop inventing this stuff. It's not real." And "No, mommy, I'm telling you, it's real. Come with me. Come on, I'm not in the mood for this. You're clearly making this up." And then they went to the shelf and saw the bottle, really dancing and talking with them.
Okay. Now, for anybody who goes to TokiNomo.com, there's a lot of different campaigns that you can look at. There's one I want to ask you about, Ionut, and it's the Maggie's Singing Pot Goes Rival. This one sounds very interesting. What's really special about this one, and why do people get fascinated with it?
That's also an interesting story. It was an idea who came from a guy in Bolivia, and our partner there pitched the idea to Nestle, and they did it in a couple of stores. What they didn't expect was the viral aspect of it, because they filmed it and they put it on Facebook, I think, first. And they had something like 1 million views, over 1 million views.
Oh, wow.
I think obviously it's a special execution. It's not so common to see singing pot, in live in a store. So obviously it's and you could see the people's reaction. It was a simple thing, it's a simple idea and quite a simple execution, but obviously it's memorable. So it's something that I believe it shows the potential of TokiNomo, because you can make this kind of special moments with the shoppers. If as a brand you can make the shoppers, laugh, interact, talk about it. I mean, that is, I think, gold.
Yeah.
Normally, normal people in the shop, they are bored. They just want to get out of there.
Yeah.
They have a shopping list. It's nothing interesting in a supermarket. Let's face it. But if you can make that interesting and make it, entertaining.
Yeah.
I think that is super.
Yeah. Okay. Here in Bucharest right now, is there a store I can go to and see a campaign live right now?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know them by heart, but if you want, yes, I can send you the list, because we have, the list in our cloud. So I guess I can tell you.
Okay. Yeah. When you get time, tell me. So what's coming down the road in the next 12 months that you're really excited about as it relates to your business?
I'm most excited about the products that we are going to launch. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but I'm quite excited about them because, look, we've initially we started this as a one product company, and then it was an idea, then it developed into a product, then it developed into a company, and now we need to take this vision and to apply it further, and we need to expand on it. So we want to build a company around interactive in-store marketing, technology, and data, advanced data. So this is what we are doing, and we are about to launch a couple of interesting products. I think they are very much in line with what is happening currently in the world. With some of it might solve. They might solve some of the issues with getting more accurate data to be able to analyze the market, because these are challenging times for the brands. And also we have a solution that might be, easier to implement, more scalable, which in times like this, I think it will really help, to make it more even affordable for the brands to have something innovative in their stores.
Yeah,
the stores. So I think we are, ready for the challenges ahead, and I'm excited to bring those products.
Cool. What kind of data can brands get right now if they're using TokiNomo?
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a kind of like a standard package, and that is, let's say, we can get you an estimation on the foot traffic and also the number of interactions between the robot and the clients. But on top of that, one of the products that we are about to launch, I think we will be able to get the brands almost all the data they can think of in terms of, what the shoppers are doing around their product, if they are looking at it, how much time they spent, what is their gender, age, their moods, So almost everything that you can think of in terms of customer behavior is in or around the product.
Okay. So listen, you're very innovative, and I'm just wondering, have you had any ideas for businesses that you're not necessarily starting or working on, but you think, hey, someone should really try to capitalize on this idea? You're wondering, why hasn't anybody done it yet?
Yes, I have plenty of these ideas, and I'm always frustrated that I cannot do it. But sometimes I, pass along these ideas, sometimes not. Yes, I have this habit of thinking and, imagining things. And of course, some of them probably are crazy ideas, but some of them I think they can actually, work.
Well, give us one.
One, for example, one. I have many, I'm not sure. It was a couple of, I think 2 years ago, I had this conversation here in the office with my colleagues, and I told them, look, how about if we are using, regular people as kind of mini influencers on social media, and we kind of, instead of paying a lot of money to one influencer, you can pay very little to a bunch of nobodies or mini influencers, and that was nothing then, But now, even in Romania, there are two companies doing that, and one of them actually is quite good, and we are growing. And I think it's a thing. But back then was nobody had this concept, so of course I didn't do anything about it. And of course, my colleagues said it was a stupid idea.
I forgot the amount that's been going into influencer marketing, but it's definitely growing and surpassing a lot of other channels out there. Last question for you, Ionut. Instead of a fear of failure, you have a fear of blank. Fill in that blank for us. Instead of a fear of failure, you have a fear of?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to be quite, banal here and nothing fancy. I think it's a human thing. I fear probably disease a lot. I mean, this is like heart disease, like something that will make it hard on me and my family. I think that's death, if it's quick, then I think it's okay.
Okay.
But disease, long disease, and something like cancer and that, it's quite nasty, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
All right. Ionut, thanks you so much for being on Innovators Can Laugh. For everybody listening, I will include links to TokiNomo in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, find us on YouTube or TokiNomo. Find us on YouTube or TikTok, and feel free to give us a review. Thanks, Ionut, for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Alex, for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you could give us a review and star rating. Also, don't forget to sign up for the ICL newsletter at innovatorscanlaugh.com, where you can get the bio and details of each guest. Thanks.